Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. So I wanted to pop in real quick and just say that I rewatched The Man Who Killed Don Quixote by Terry Gilliam. If you didn't watch my previous video, you probably should. I gave a impressions video in that one with talking about what I liked and disliked about the film, and I would say I was partially disappointed. I ended up picking up the Blu-ray at Target recently for $12. They had a coupon on their Cartwheel app, which gave a percentage off. The movie was 15 bucks. With the coupon, it came to $12 plus tax. Not bad for a newish film that I did want to own anyway, because as I said prior in other videos, Terry Gilliam is my favorite filmmaker. So I rewatched the movie. I still think that the movie is a little longer than it has to be. It's a little over 2 hours from what I recall. They could have probably took 20 minutes off. I feel like there's a little too much of Terry Gilliam being Terry Gilliam and throwing in extra craziness and zaniness and long scenes that really didn't do too much. But I did appreciate the film more this time. Um, One of the things I take away from the film, which I'm wondering if this was one of the reasons he did this, the gentleman who plays Sam Lowry from Brazil, Jonathan Pryce, is Don Quixote, or he thinks he's Don Quixote, in The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. And he's very elderly now. He looks elderly, he acts, elderly, and it's sort of sad seeing this character he's playing have like a mental breakdown and think he's Don Quixote. Meanwhile, the actor is getting up there in age, and I would assume not will not be around, you know, forever. Um, I love Brazil. Brazil is one of my favorite films. So to see him old now, it's like kind of weird. It kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit because he's probably not going to do many more films. Um, I think some of the scenes that were funny are still funny. I was never really a fan of Adam Driver just on look wise alone. I think he's a very strange looking actor. Uh, in this movie, again, he was pretty good at what he did. He played like an asshole, and I think he portrayed that well. Jonathan Pryce was very good at playing the senile old man who thinks he's, Don Quixote, and the villages and the costumes and the scenery are really cool. I just think it was stretched still a bit far, but I definitely appreciate it more than I appreciated it the first time. I don't remember if I gave it a grade or anything like that, but if you were to say to me now that you've seen it again and you chewed on it some more, what would you give it from, I don't know, a 1 out of 5 or whatever? I'd probably say like a 3.5. It's not nearly as good as Zero Theorem or Brazil. Um, it's probably close to me with Tideland, where I watched Tideland a few times. It grew on me. Each time I watched it, I liked it more. Um, but it was never, Brothers Grimm was more fun. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus was more a little more interesting. So some of his films are a little more interesting, a little more fun than like Tideland or The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. But I do believe if it was truncated, it would have probably done a little better. Um, Again, this was a labor of love. This is a movie that he's been trying to make for like 20 years, and he's at different casts and different locales, and something always happens, and he never gets to make it. And I think now that he finally got to make it, he just shoved in a little too much. Um, it's good, and if you like his, whimsical imagination movies like The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, you'll probably like it. But it's not my favorite of his films. Doesn't mean it's not good, just not tops for Terry Gilliam. So just wanted to pop back in and kind of talk about it again because I know I sounded a bit harsh when I spoke about it originally, and I don't like to come off negative in my videos. I mean, I do call a spade, but I also want to, relay that it is a good movie. It's just not as good as I would have hoped. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.